It's great to be here. Thanks for joining us. I love talking about Thorns. I love talking about soccer, especially with you wonderful people. Can't wait for the game on Sunday.
Right, we will start with Grant Little from Stumptown Footy.
Hey, Mark, hope you're doing well. You guys already played Kansas City at Providence Park in the beginning of the season in the Challenge Cup. That was without the internationals. This time you have the internationals for what will be the last time in a while. I was just wondering how you approach this match with that in mind for the players that you're going to be losing and also those that will be getting more minutes while they're gone at the Olympics.
Yeah, I think simplify it. It's we have a job to do on Sunday, and we're trying to perform like Thorns. We're trying to play like Thorns without the ball, with our personality, with our mentality. The energy in this place with 80% potential fans in the stadium is going to be outrageous, and we got a responsibility to match that energy. And the context of this situation is a lot of internationals returning from different places, from different game minutes. So while the goal is what I just said, we got a game to perform in, and we have a responsibility with the fans being back in the stadium. We also have to look at every single player and their own specific situation and make sure that we're smart, because we have this important game right here, right now. We need to reintroduce everyone in an appropriate way. And then we have a quick turnaround on the road at North Carolina before they go. Managing them coming back in, also trying over the last few weeks, over the last few months, preparing players physically and mentally to be able to step up and play more and play more minutes, which is not just physical, of course, it's mental. That's been an ongoing project, an ongoing task. I think everything's going well, and communication today with all the returning players is going smoothly, and I have a very clear picture where everyone will be, and excited just to get everyone back on the field for the first time tomorrow. We get one full training session together before we get to chase KC around for 90 plus minutes.
Next, we'll go to Joe Becker of K2.
Mark, good to see you. You mentioned the fans and how much fun you're going to have this weekend. The fans are such a big part of the whole experience. Can you just talk about it, how much you missed it, and how much you're looking forward to just being out there with the club and having so many people out there?
Yeah, I'm really clear in my mind and in my heart, a perspective of how important our fans, and I felt this before this last 14, 15 months without them. Yeah, we can get sucked up in thinking that teams are about players or coaches or owners or GMs or all these things. These people will come and go, and these people will stay for a short time, for a long time. Fans are for life, and soccer and all many other sports. I think back to why I fell in love with this game. It's seeing some of the best and biggest role models and being fallen in love with how they play the game, but the emotion and the feeling and the connection they give you, the way they play, that how you connect with them and then give back and you show this raw emotion. I think the sport is all about the fans and all about the connection, all about the experience. It's why I fell in love. And watching this game and being able to see stadiums and people, the joy, seeing my family, seeing my friends feel like they're on top of the world because the team won, or feeling like the opposite when the team didn't win. I think this is what the sport is about, and it was really hard and tough. Like we're privileged to be able to play last year, but it's really hard in any city in the world to play without fans, because this is what the sport is about. It's one of the most, unique sports in the world where the fan base is worldwide. We have that common connection. In this club, the Portland Thorns, it's just even more important. This is the soul. This is the heartbeat of this team, and there is no better experience. There is no better place to be when a game is going on and in the stadium watching the Portland Thorns. And I say that after going back to Europe and seeing men's games and seeing games around the world, men's and women's. there is no better place. And sometimes I struggle. I'm there to be a coach, and my fan kicks in. The fan in me kicks in. I just support my players, and I'm a fan as much as every Riveter or everyone else. This place is going to be rocking. I absolutely cannot wait, and I've never been more excited for a long, long time for a home game.
Next is Paul Danzer of the Portland Tribune.
Hey, Mark. Can you comment on Olivia's status and that situation in terms of where the Thorns stand given the recent court decision?
Yeah, I'm in a similar place to you guys. I just check Twitter every couple of nights to see what the latest is. Just in a place of knowing that knowing that the process is continuing and the details hopefully can be figured out soon. The club have done a great job, and I've accidentally done a great job of not really riding the roller coaster and knowing the ins and outs of everything. And it's not my job to, it's not my responsibility to. She's been training superbly throughout this very weird and interesting period. She's maintained focus, she's maintained great energy and passion and positivity. So my role is obviously to make sure that I give her a sense of just the normal world and make her support her, make her a better player every day. And that's what me and the technical staff are all focused on. So yeah, we got to let the process continue. But I thought I could have had her on the roster for this weekend. That was the aim. And yeah, we just wait until the green light. Hopefully we're close, because yeah, she deserves the opportunity for sure.
Next is Tyler Tachman of the Oregonian.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're doing well. Megan mentioned that part of the team was down in Texas training. Can you just talk a little bit about, just go into a little more depth about the decision to do that, and how do you kind of balance the practice planning when you have half the team away?
I'm just clarifying when Kling mentioned that. I think, yeah, talking about the US players who are on international duty, they were very specific in training in a certain place with the heat, humidity, because they'll face that in Tokyo. We've remained, well, Sunday, Monday's going to look pretty hot here too. We've remained in Portland. We've had 2 great weeks of training. It's been different in how we've trained. We've dropped it low and given them some time off, and then kept things low intensity. Now we've fired up and had really high intensity. It's been positive because we get to train, and we hadn't for a while with our schedule. But it's more important to be able to connect with the smaller group, with people. And I've enjoyed, I think everyone's in a better place now that we've been able to slow down and do the work that we normally do. I think we are the team we are because we have great relationships, and relationships are built on constant connection, constantly building trust and improving trust. And it's been so cool just to connect with everyone more individually over the last few weeks.
Next, we'll go back to Joe Becker of K2.
Mark, Megan was on earlier, and she always has such a positive attitude. And not only is she a great player and a leader, but her personality off the field and on the field really rubs off on the rest of the team, don't you think?
Yeah, I've said it since I've got here. She was one of the most important people that we brought, because her personality, her positivity, her competitiveness is contagious. I think in 5.5 seasons, or my 5.5 seasons, I've seen her not be all in, all on, 100% focused, positive, ready to go. Maybe I've seen that once or twice in 5.5 seasons. Like and Katie's by the side of me nodding her head. She agrees with that subjective opinion. That is incredibly important and influential, because there's some other people that come in and they're thinking about being average, and then they see Kling and everything changes. And yeah, it's a skill to do that. Yes, she has a natural amount of energy, but it is a mental skill to be able to be like that. And she's developed that. She continues to develop that. She continues to help others develop it. And I'm really grateful that she's in our team as a player, but most importantly as a person.
Go back to Paul Danzer of the Portland Tribune.
Hey, Mark, can you talk about how Yasmin is adjusting and what this 2-week period maybe helped her and some of the other newer incoming players develop in terms of their potential roles this season?
Yeah, I think she had a weirder first 2 weeks, Yasmin, because she turned up, then we took off on the road, and she stayed in Portland with 4 or 5 players training with staff here. Then she had the better weeks because smaller group, loads of training, loads of contact, one-on-one conversations, positional video, one-on-one video. So I think it's been a good period, and it's been great to see more of her. She's doing great. Hannah Betfort is slowly building back from an injury that she picked up in college, and it's been great to get to know her more and see her in training more. She still probably has a little way to go before we can think about her training fully. But and then this period, I think I mentioned it, this is the period where we get to train and not be too stressed about just organizing the team for the next competitive game. When we get to train, this is where players really have the chance to maximize and take advantage of it. And yeah, they've done that again. I've been proud of how they've applied themselves. And yeah, I really enjoy this period. I think that's clear. I love being able to help players that haven't been playing loads of minutes grow and get better. And we've seen over the years, these periods are key for players' development, and we know that, and we try to maximize it.
Last question. We will go to Tyler Tatchman of the Oregonian.
Coach, you mentioned just with there being a smaller group there and being able to have more individualized time, is there any things maybe off the field that you've been able to bond over more with there just being a smaller group that you normally wouldn't be able to?
Yeah, it's just through some of the developmental things that we do. We focus a lot on each individual's identity, and we got to be able to talk through and update where players are. They had a few ongoing projects around their identity, and we could reconnect and see where that was at, and that's good, because knowing who you are as a player and knowing your leadership skills and knowing how you help this team, what your strengths are, is always going to be important. But it gives you a chance to also connect one-on-one. So we've done that. We've also done some extensive positional work and breaking down what has made us successful with the ball and without the ball, and listening to a lot of people. The stuff that we're passionate about, but you don't always get lots of time. Through that, hopefully, we've been developing some minds. We've been developing some soccer players. Most importantly, you bond, you connect, you build relationships, you make the relationships even stronger. And yeah, it was a great time to be able to do that, because this schedule we had was wild, and it was just sprinting to the next game and to the next game to the next game, and we finally could do that. And that's what makes our team special. It's what makes our team unique. We invest in each other, and you need time to be able to do that.